Good morning, boys and girls. Thanks for joining me for another science experiment. Today we're going to start with another empty water bottle, and then we're also going to put in 3/4 of a cup of hydrogen peroxide. So I'm going to measure it out. There we go. And then I'm going to use a funnel again, like we did last week, to pour it in. There we go. And then next we're going to add a couple squeezes of dish soap. So I've got mine here. Just gonna do a couple. There we go. That should be good. Just kind of mix it around. Just turning my water a little blue. And then we can also add some food coloring. So my favorite color is purple, but you can do whatever color you want. So I'm gonna add 4 drops of red. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 drops of blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we've got a lot of color in here, so I'm just going to mix it around a little. There we go. All right, so now we're going to set that aside for a second, and now I have some warm water and some yeast. So yeast you can usually use for like cooking breads and things. We're going to use it for a science experiment today. All right. So in a different cup, we're going to mix together the water and the yeast. So we need 3 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to use 1 tablespoon of the yeast. Measure it out. I think that's going to use about all of my packet. There we go. So mix that in there. Now we're just going to stir it together with the spoon. You can see it's starting to dissolve a little in there, get a little sticky actually. Mix it up really well. Got some sticking to my spoon. Make sure I get it off so it goes into our jar later. Alright. Now that we've done that, we're going to mix them together. So you might want to stick it in a bucket or something because it might get a little messy here. I've got this. I'm going to do it here. And then I'll move the bottle a little to show you. Alright, so we're going to use our funnel again. Make sure your liquid is all stirred up. And now you're going to pour it into the bottle. And there it goes. You see that? Going overflowing. Some people call this elephant toothpaste, which it does kind of look like that, like a giant string of toothpaste. And we didn't start with that many ingredients. I mean, we had a few, but there weren't very many of each thing. But somehow we got all of this from our chemical reaction. And there's an awful lot of stuff in my bucket right now. It keeps filling up. So that's kind of like whenever Jesus went to call his disciples. So in Luke, he went out and Simon was in his boat looking for fish, and they hadn't caught any fish all day. They couldn't find any fish in their nets. And then when Jesus came out, he said, throw it on the other side of the boat. And then guess what happened? All of a sudden, there are so many fish. Their nets couldn't even hold all the fish they could find. That's kind of like this. We started off with something small, right? We didn't have very much to begin with, but then suddenly it turned into way more, which is kind of like what Jesus does, right? So that's pretty cool how he can do that. So you can probably play with this a little. It's got a lot of foam, and it's a little purple. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of purple here, so whatever color you made. I want to see what colors you made. But thank you for joining me. So I hope that you have a good week, and I'll see you again on Thursday.